Hello YouTube. I thought I'd do a quick video on how to replace the glass pane in a French door. Last week I was doing some weed eating and a tiny pebble flipped up, hit the glass, and well, this was the result. I got two quotes from two different companies for $400 in order to replace the glass, and I ordered my own glass pane, actually from one of the companies that gave me the quote, for $130 total. So I then went to YouTube to see what content was out there on how to replace them. Wasn't really satisfied with the videos that were out there, so thought I'd make my own, and hopefully this helps you out. The process is very simple. You can do it yourself, although I recommend two people. But essentially what you do is remove the trim of these Phillips screws all the way around the trim piece. This comes off as one trim piece, and when that trim piece comes out, that allows this glass pane to move outward, and the whole pane will come out. And let me show you the new glass pane. Right here comes as one whole unit, and this is low E glass. You can get non-low E glass. I think it's $5 cheaper or something. And this is tempered glass, and the unit that you purchase comes together as one solid unit, as you can see there. And so you'll remove this trim piece, and then this will slide in, this whole unit, into the door. And then the other thing too that was nice is this already comes with some caulk or weather seal around it, so you don't need to use anything else, just a Phillips screwdriver, and put the new window in. So this is the one that the one that I ordered, low E glass, energy saving, and it has a 20-year warranty on no leaks. And of course down here are the caps that you use to cover up the screw holes, which the old one didn't have, so that's a bonus. As you can see here, this is again the old glass, and you can see the flex in it. I've seen some who break all of this out and put a sheet or a mat down and carve all of this glass out, which I think is unnecessary. I'm going to try and just put some plastic or some tape around it, so that I can get all of it out in as one unit versus making a big mess and tearing all the glass out. Okay, so once you've got the screws removed from the trim, this should pop out fairly. Oh yeah, that was real easy. This trim piece should pop out fairly easy there, and you can see where the other piece joins with it. But this whole piece will just will come out, and I'll get that removed. Okay. So trim is off all the way around, and now this entire piece that's left will slide out the front. I'm going to put some tape along it though, tape it up and maybe add some plastic to it just in case that tempered glass decides to come loose. So I went ahead and, as you can see, put some Scotch tape across this in hopes of keeping this from falling out as I remove this pane. Again, I did that rather than break all of this out. You could do that. You could lay down a sheet or a mat and carve all of this broken pane out, but I'm going to try and keep it in. So this worked out pretty well. I got a razor blade in between here, and most of this that I scuffed up the paint will just wash right off. But if you're concerned about that, you could put a rag in between there. I didn't have a whole lot of space between this here to get a blade in there. But I did find it helpful to run a blade all the way through there to cut inside the caulk. And then essentially, this whole pane just comes out just like that. And so I'll just pull it out and set it down. Okay, so the new pane has been lined up, and we're just going to slide it in here. Let that caulk mend and seal, and then we'll screw down the inside. Okay, glass pane is in. Looks a lot better, huh? And now I just got to line up the screws and finish screwing everything in. So everything went smooth, and job took about 20 minutes, and no surprises, surprisingly, and no big messes. So looks great. All right, so there it is, finished product. And I was able to do this by myself. This wasn't that big of a deal. I would recommend 2 people. It just makes it easier. But the caulk strip that they have inside here allows you to, when you pull it out, it keeps things stable. So it was easy for me to pull it out. You know, the window pane didn't just fall out. And then when you put it in, the same concept. When you put it in, you just push it against there. That will stick, and then come inside and line up the pegs that are inside this rail, and then just get a couple screws in and you're good. Now, I have a clutch on my drill, so it won't over tighten these, but I just barely tightened them with the drill, and then just the tip I come back and hand tighten them to make sure that they're snug. I don't want to over tighten them with the drill and crack the frame or this rail piece. So anyway, hopefully this was a very easy task. This took about 20-25 minutes. I'll tell you, the Scotch tape on the outside of the door worked very well. It kept the door from that pane from shattering. Now, if yours is broken where it's already starting to come out in pieces, then it might be best just to knock all of that glass out, clean it up after. But I was able to avoid a mess by just taping it, and all in all, it went very smooth. I think the toughest thing about this, if there was anything, was getting the old one out where the caulk had sealed on the outside. And what I did is I just took my razor blade and got it in between there and just sort of cut along there. Also would probably help if you do it in warmer weather, because that adhesive caulk is much more pliable in warmer weather. If you were to do this in the winter, it might be a little tougher to get that out, but it's pretty warm here right now, and so when I pulled that window out, it just really came out. Hope this was helpful. If it was, give me a like. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you. Thank you.